What can you tell us, Coach, how it went out there today?
It was hot.
Yeah. Other than that?
We had 92 plays, which is pretty significant, plus 4 plays that worked a little punt and punt return. So, got all that done in an hour and a half or so. So, wasn't bad. There were some good things, some bad things. You got to watch the video. But quarterbacks operated very well today. First half, second half, the defense kind of picked it up and got just about everybody who's here out of the 105 in today. Big evaluation day for a lot of guys. And just got to look at the tape. I thought, all in all, we flew around on defense. And offensively, I thought our mechanics were really, really good. Had a couple of holding penalties on some of the young guys, young tackles, but they'll learn. They'll get better there. But there's no substitute for being able to play and get the coaches off the field and having guys have to think on their own and operate. So it was a real learning experience for a lot of young guys. But we got some good leadership out of the old guys. Cedric, we held Cedric, so he didn't scrimmage. So about it.
Any experience for him?
No. He's got a bruised heel, is what I think. I don't know what the medical term is. It's a bruised heel, whatever it is. So he just got it. Went back out the other day, practiced on it, started hurting, so we're just going to get him back. But we know he can play, so we got to get some other guys ready.
And how did you see Devontae Harris?
Devontae Harris is out indefinitely. He's got a urinary tract injury. So it was kind of a freak deal the other night. He's been in the hospital and got out, but so I don't know what the prognosis is, how long it's going to be.
Other questions?
Today would have normally been on the Kyle field. Are you going to be able to get on the Kyle field
Yes.
at all before, so that you'll be able to take the guys out there before September 6th?
Yes, 3 times.
How much, let me ask you this, out of the evaluation part of it, I know that being in the stadium has been a big deal in the past. How much do you lose in terms of atmosphere or just in terms of getting guys in fresh situations?
We've talked about it as a staff, and just getting in there mechanics-wise. We practice with the music loud as it is, so from a communication standpoint, we're probably more prepared than a lot of people just because of the atmosphere. That makes sense. But just being in the stadium, I like to do that, but we just don't have that luxury right now. We've got to make sure that grass takes. And so we've got 3 planned opportunities to get in there before the season goes, before we go to the club.
Are those all game week, or is it prior, like 2 weeks prior?
It's prior. It's 3 times before we get in there, not just at different times.
A little over a week into fall camp, do you feel one quarterback is ahead of the other?
No.
Not at all?
No. Dead even.
I want to ask you a big picture story. Obviously, the last couple of days being big with the autonomy vote, and of course the ruling for the players in the O'Bannon case. Could you speak to that and what that?
Yeah, you got, to me, those are 2 separate issues.
Yeah.
You got the autonomy vote, which didn't come as a surprise based on all the talk that being a part of one of the big 5 conferences. So, what comes out of that now, I don't. There's a lot of speculation, and I think the significant part of it is rules legislation, and how we handle our student athletes. Because of autonomy and the rules legislation that affects the 5 schools. So, we'll see what direction that heads and when it kicks into effect. The O'Bannon case. I don't know that I can say I was shocked by that either. So, it's a interesting time to be involved in Division I athletics, particularly football, and be a part of. 5 years ago, you would never thought that you'd be standing and be in this situation in this time with a playoff in football, autonomy in 5 conferences, and the O'Bannon ruling. So, it's just an interesting time to be a part of it. And I don't think anybody really knows for sure, what's going to come out of it and at what time, how quick changes are coming.
Kevin, I know you have a lot of recruits here this weekend in particular. What have been the early reactions on the new renovations?
It's been great. You know, guys are coming up here and we're taking a tour of the facilities, and just like you guys saw, their reaction is about like yours. Wow. So it's been great. It's been great. I'll tell you what, it's been great energy for our recruits, but it's also been great energy for our current players. You know, because you know, instead of being outdoors in those horse troughs that we couldn't hardly keep cold and dumping ice on them, you know, we've got a real cold tank. And I think the first day we ran 80 guys through it, and Dave said the temperature variance was only 2 degrees. So, and the cooling system works, the water, it's refurbished and everything else. I mean, it's just awesome, and it's been great for the players. You know, it's like I said, we got a lot of bells and whistles in there, but we also have a lot of stuff that is for rejuvenation, rehab, and you know, and the energy level in there has been good instead of having to go outside and sit in a metal bucket.
Coach, while fully understanding the need to watch the tape and evaluate guys, was there anybody or a couple of younger guys that really stood out to you?
Yeah, I thought Brandon Williams. I thought he had a big day running the ball. He's been on a mission all camp. You know, came in great shape. Was very, very physical. Had some good runs. And did some really, really good things. You know, Jordan Master Giovanni made some plays today on the perimeter and some tackles for losses. So, you know, I'd say just right off the top of my head, those two guys really kind of jumped out to me.
After 6 straight days of practice, how important is a day off tomorrow away from the field? What do you hope your players
we gave them
can
last Sunday
accomplish?
off too. We don't practice on Sunday.
Well, but what do you hope they can accomplish on Sundays?
We meet, so we'll watch this video, and we, as coaches, we'll evaluate it, and then you know, it's really the first real evaluation that they have without coaches on the field. So we'll meet and go over the special teams video, and then we'll watch the scrimmage video individually with the players so that we can eliminate some of the mistakes that we made today. So that's what we're hoping to get, rest up a little bit and get going again Monday.
Earlier in the week, Coach Price talked about how Saturday was going to be a test. How much more emphasis is put on evaluating them in the scrimmage than just a regular
A lot.
practice? Why?
Because they're playing the game. They practice.